you can have 20 broker accounts and not be charged for it because it's a free service. Okay, so I guess we're switching over now. There we go. Part 14's up.
Part 13 got 25 million views. I know 25,000. I'm sorry.
25 million. Dude, I was
That's
about to
what-
shit my pants, man.
I
I've been
know,
talking to 25 million people.
I was like, whoa. But that's just me
Hey,
adding a zero.
what's up, guys? Hey, make sure for those guys coming in, if you want to drop a little comment on the other section that there is a new stream up so we can get everybody else in. I will do that as well. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. That's actually such a great. It's so great that that's their company slogan because it's pretty much what we're doing right now. We can't stop, we won't stop. GameStop.
Seriously, it's great.
It's so amazing.
Hey, for
Deep-
everybody that's jumping on this new stream, let's go ahead and hit the like button.
Yeah, make sure you guys give the stream some likes. Tame is doing a real great job about hosting this stream and keeping all the numbers up. So he's the guy that allowed this all to happen. So make sure you like it. Luke, so if not squeeze this week, it's definitely over. No, it's not over until basically everybody with large positions sells and most of the retail sells. So, and I know that's not going to happen anytime soon, especially with Wall Street Bets being the monkeys they are, holding the line. I'm also a part of Wall Street Bets. I've been on their platform for a year, so I know these guys. They're retarded monkeys that will never let go once they get a grip on anything.
Yeah, I think I checked the other day, or the other week when all this was like really getting big. I'd been on there for 246 days. So it's like you said, it's a bunch of retards.
These are the same guys that post, like just for everybody to know, Wall Street Bets isn't the greatest place where everybody's making money. I think that's like one of the falsehoods of Wall Street Bets. These are guys that will laugh and make memes about losing hundreds of thousands of dollars on bad plays. Should that dissuade you? No, because there's a lot of fundamentalist guys that have looked at GameStop. I mean, Deep fucking Value, the guy that bought GameStop back in 2020, he knew what was happening. He predicted it, and now we're all in it for the ride. At this point, the only way we can lose is if we sell, which I hope nobody's doing, and I know that not very many people are doing, except for the paper hand people. Diamond hands, guys, not paper hands. Diamond hands.
Paper hands get no paper, baby.
I mean, shit. If you, from the amount of ones I saw earlier in chat when we did the little, questionnaire about when people bought into GME, which was back last Wednesday. If you guys were able to go through that gigantic dip on the 28th or the 29th, I believe, then this is nothing. The squeeze has yet to be squoze.
Yeah, I think Zio's makes a good point. There was I can't remember the exact number, but it was 25 million or something like that. Somebody put down calls for $800. So essentially, when you buy a call option,
It was over 30 million actually.
Yeah,
by
30 million.
by mid-March.
But yeah,
And
it's
the
they're
mid
betting
March,
the price is going to go up to 800 by March, and
yeah,
they put $30 million on that.
That's just being super safe on their part. But
yeah, the mid March thing just means that they're being super safe, and everybody should, when you make a call, you should be not doing it for the week. That is one suggestion I can make: is don't do it just for a week, do it for a month, because you will seriously get screwed if the market is volatile enough in a week. But again, this is not financial advice. Yeah, Luke. Yeah, there is a lot of guys that say hold your nuts, we're going to the moon. That's what I'm talking about. The retard monkeys. There's a lot of them. Then there's the guys. There's a couple guys who are just total savants on Wall Street bets. You see these guys make posts that look like as if it came from a Harvard scientific, book, or like like some type of discussion, because they really have everything cemented down and they've really put time and math behind their calculations, and then that gets spread around to people, and basically it's a whole dissemination process where these fundamentalist guys post about something and then we spread it around. But of course, at the end of the pecking order, there are the retard monkeys that say hold your nuts, we're going to the moon, because they read the post and all they see is money.
So check out the link I'm putting on YouTube. It's just kind of give you an idea of the verbiage and the reason we use the word retard and things of that nature. And we're not just abusing a word that people think is bad. It actually means something on Wall Street bets.
Yeah, there's a lot of terminology on Wall Street bets. So when we
Just like
say those
diamond
words,
hands.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't done already, guys, please give this stream a like, help out Tame here, get the YouTube algorithm working so we can spread this out to more people. Smash that like button, as a lot of people say. I never thought I would say that.
I didn't think about that until you just said that. I've been posting like please like every now and then, and I never saw myself doing that.
Exactly. I never saw myself being in a YouTube discussion about my
Yeah, I'm
fucking
nowhere on
stock
the internet.
positions, but it happened today. I've been watching this stream back since Wednesday. It's been keeping me informed when I'm doing my schoolwork and going to classes. So
Yeah, I've been watching since part one on open. What was it, last Tuesday, whatever? Monday, Tuesday? I was just
God, I
finally
wish
able to get in on the Discord yesterday.
I wish I was there Monday, Tuesday last week, so I could have bought GME when it was hella low.
Dude, you wanna know what's so depressing? I had like 8 shares of GME for $18 on the 11th, and I sold it on the way up.
Oh,
I didn't know that even any of this was going on. I had just saw that it was cheap and made a quick little play on it and kept
what
it
did you
pushing.
what did you sell at?
Man, I sold at like 25. I didn't make
Okay.
hardly nothing on it. It was just a quick
S-
little.
So that 495 we saw on Wednesday would have been nice.
Oh yeah, it would have been nice, but I mean, like we were saying a little bit ago, it's not even about that anymore.
Exactly. A lot of people have to understand about the stock market is that if you start thinking about, oh, but what point do I need to buy at and sell it at to make the most amount of profit, you're really selling yourself up for failure, because that's when anxiety starts to creep in. You got to really look at the market objectively. For example, this is not financial advice, but this is uh, people asked this before about closing positions. So if there is a squeeze, where you should sell at, for example. Again, this is not advice. I would suggest to do it incrementally if you have more than one share of GME. So like you'd sell 25% at some point on the uptrend, and then you would sell it again 25% at some point, and sell it at another point at 25% of your shares. So basically, you're just dumping, like, let's say if you had 4 shares, you dump 1 share at this point, then on the next point you jump a share, next point you dump a share. So that's basically what everybody's talking about. You should never ever dump it all at the same time, because you could possibly ruin the algorithm by doing so. And also protects you so that you don't end up on the other side of the trend. Talking about limit orders, what do you guys have your limit orders currently set to?
Nothing realistic.
I think I want to sell my limit
100.
order at 420,000.69. I think that's
Okay,
joking.
so yeah,
Joking.
I have like one set to 10K and then another one set to 69,420 and 69 cents, and then I don't have any of the rest set because I figured I would just judge based on how things looked sometime down the road. Plus, GameStop might just blow up into a with this much funding, they can do anything they want. They might be a huge company for all I know down the road. No, they bought shares last. If I'm not incorrect, which means that they're. I could be wrong. I would look it up. I could be totally wrong, but
Wait, who bought shares?
GameStop, is that not correct? I'm gonna Google it now.
I'm not too sure. I know for sure GameStop and AMC are loving the new
I'm not.
So the
I'm
way
not
new
saying that they
injection
bought
of
it
money.
today or recently. I was
the way this
like,
benefits
if you guys been
GameStop,
watching over the, well, again, I'm not sure if any of this is correct. I haven't actually checked it myself. So, but when I was watching Deep Fucking Value's YouTube channel, at some point in time, he was saying that they got rid of a large portion of their stock, but then after it started climbing a ways back, they reinvested into it, I guess, theoretically. But again, I haven't checked this. And so he was just saying that if this is going up, they're going to,
Josh and Jen
benefit from
said
it as well.
in chat, Josh and Jen Gaming said they purchased 36% of market shares at $15. So this is probably a little bit farther back.
That's what I was saying. Was way back. I was watching Deep Fucking Value's old videos, and that's what I was referring to. Is that so? But I mean, no matter how far back they bought it, they still, if they still have it, they're still profiting from the squeeze.
Saintly Demonic just asked, what do you guys think? 1 share of GME or 8 shares of AMC? So just basically to compare GME and AMC, GME currently has the majority short interest ratio compared to AMC, which is a lower short amount. So the squeeze we'll see on GME won't be the same as AMC. Both will profit if the squeeze goes through. But if this is not advice, but if I were you, I would probably, again, this is not advice, buy GME, just because even one GME can make you a whole boatload of money if the squeeze happens.
Yeah. Mathematically, GME is technically better on paper.
Now, if you
But
already
they're
have
both
positions, if you have positions in AMC that you bought for pretty high, like me, like $16 a share, hold them. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
until
I'm
you
all my
until you sell,
both.
you don't make a loss.
Yeah, no, AMC is still an excellent. They're both. I mean, yeah, AMC is great. It's just it doesn't technically have the potential of GME.
Yeah, I think I got
In
like
your opinion, would it be worth it to sell like 12 AMC shares to get into GME?
I mean, I'm holding mine. I would just hold any AMC and
Yeah.
any extra funds that if you. I mean, this isn't advice. Again, not advice. But
Yeah, just your opinion.
if you have spare funds to continue putting into dips or whatever, I'm putting all of mine into GME.
Yeah, you
But-
got to think about your capital. If you sell for a big loss, you're going to be losing that over time. compared to just keeping your shares as is, because I suspect AMC will probably breach above $16 in the future. I know the high before any of this started, AMC's high was $30. So when the whole entire COVID thing ends, a lot of people will be returning to movie theaters. So AMC could be a very good long-term stock to hold as well. So just to
Okay,
keep
that's
that in
true.
mind.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
I mean the
Okay.
GMV. Wow, I can talk totally. GameStop started with the fucking value doing a huge thesis on exactly why it can be a solid company for a very long time, and which is why he's like, what exit strategy? He's talking about years down the road, which yeah is his opinion. I haven't actually gone through all of that, but yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there too. Supposedly a good long-term stock, according to Deep Fucking Value.
Devin asked, BlackRock doubled their position at AMC. So for people that don't know, BlackRock is basically a hedge fund, um, and they doubled their position from 2.5% to 5%, I think, today on AMC. So if they're writing it out, not advice, but it's an indicator that they may see profits in the future on AMC. There's also Deep Fucking Value, a dude, basically. If nobody knows who he is, I think most people know who he is at this point, who has a 0.5% stake on GameStop. And of course, like any good investor, he has covered his initial investment and he has sold along the way. But from what we can tell is that he's sold so that he can buy more at a cheaper price to keep the algorithm going like it is right now. So just keep that in mind as well. But again, I'm a retard monkey, so don't listen to my advice on anything. Just in case the SEC pulls up this YouTube video when you're out.
What up, y'all? I was just wondering, kind of like with AMC being like a long term good investment potentially, what do y'all think about GameStop, especially now that a lot of these consoles you can just download the games and stuff directly from them?
So GameStop's a little bit trickier because, like you said, most consoles offer a platform to download games now. So if GameStop makes a change in the future to become more of a virtual platform where they offer games on discount or they offer other services to users on console and PC, maybe they could see some success there, but it's hard to judge exactly how that is. Of course, there's also that intrinsic value of GameStop itself, having served a lot of gamers for the past 10, 15 years, that there could be a potential wave of people that buy stuff from GameStop exclusively just because of that history with the company. So it's a little bit hard to judge, but we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, I think we touched on this the other night a little bit that potentially they could end up being like a third party virtual retailer with PSN or Xbox Live, etc., whatever platform. But I mean, the potential is there. When the smoke clears from this, who knows where it's gonna be? This is uncharted waters.
MGB Productions just asked best stocks to buy now. Not advice. GME, AMC. Not advice. Exclamation point on GME though.
Okay, so like I'm really new to like the whole invest. I literally started investing in November, and like somebody told me to invest on Doge, and then I did and made like $600, and that's what I used to buy my GME stocks today. But like, if like, what would be like the best case scenario? Like, say like in the next week, what would be like the chain of events that would need to happen in order for us to know that the squeeze is happening? Like, I don't like I know like I
Well,
see the Volkswagen one, but just like what would that look like? You know,
So similar
I
with the
mean,
Volkswagen case,
going up.
the the squeeze will probably come when the market is volatile like it is now, um, and it will come quite sudden. By the time it hits media, uh, hopefully you have already caught on to it. That's why I suggest people that have bought into GME and AMC to be checking up on it regularly, especially at market open and especially at market close. But I think somebody else had a comment on that too.
I actually don't remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, my bad, man.
My bad. I should smoke less.
I think
Speak
you'll
for
definitely
yourself.
know when the squeeze takes off, though. I mean, it's from just looking at what happened with Volkswagen, which was such a way smaller scale than where we're looking at now with GME. I mean, it's just potentially it's just going to be parabolic.
Hello? Awesome. Is it picking up my good mic or my bad mic?
You sound pretty good to me, man.
Hell yeah. What's up, boys?
I
Or
mean, this
girls?
isn't financial advice. I'm just a retard, but it sounds pretty good.
SEC, pay attention to that one.
I think we're all retards in this chat, honestly.
I don't know about you, but that guy seems like he orchestrated all of this. Let's see here. Anyone have a good Discord to keep me updated? There are a couple that can keep you updated quite regularly. I mean, this stream alone, if you just keep on it, this is how I kept myself updated for the past week, is just listening in onto this stream. Because we are hosting this stream, or Tam the Arc is hosting this stream and listening into our Discord. So
Tim,
there
do
you
you
go.
have
He
this on
just
24/7?
Yeah, I think the longest break was like last night. It was like maybe 5 hours, and then it was stream refreshed. We went to another part.
no.
I think I'm usually like what 7 a.m. Eastern till usually like midnight. Off and on. I take a break. I take like a 2 or 3 hour break to get my kids and stuff home from school and in the bed and fed.
I've been listening like nonstop since like I think it was like the part one, like at work while I'm working and stuff. I cook, so I just chill and listen to what everybody's saying and try to pick up stuff.
Yeah, man, if you've been in it since part one, you're invested. It's almost like weird to not be hearing updates and what's going on. I know when I go out and like go pick up food and things like that, if I'm not listening to it and hearing all the chatter from you guys, it's like it's almost weird at this point now.
For real.
Yeah, I always keep my brokerage account. Oops. There's a little bit of replay there. I always keep my brokerage account open on my phone just to keep looking. I do so every like 5 to 10 minutes if I can.
Yeah, I've got my phone set to stay open for like 10 minutes, so I don't have to keep messing with it because a lot of times I am trading while I'm at work.
could GME turn into a Best Buy competitor? I don't know. It depends on how they want to structure their company in the future. Uh, I know after this whole week, GME has got quite a bit of stimulus and capital to work with. So, and the same thing goes for AMC.
You have a
Best.
question for us fellow retards.
Yep.
So I'm like looking. I've been listening in for like the full time ever since like part 1 or part 2, and ever since the Volkswagen picture showed up on the stream, I was like looking at it. I'm like, we're looking pretty similar to what happened in 2008 Volkswagen. What's the chance of that almost looking identical for this one? Because I don't know what the statistics were all the way back then, and I don't know what the difference is between now and back then. I know now it's like a lot more blown up and worldwide, but I was just wondering what are like the chances of it looking like almost exactly like that, uh, like looking down from it like 6 months from now.
Hard to tell, really. Again, I'm not too familiar. I'm not like an expert on what happened on to Volkswagen back in 2008, but we do know that a similar short happened in Volkswagen. I think it was like a 68% short or something like that, somewhere around there, where basically hedge funds tried to drive down the price and bankrupt the company. And then the squeeze occurred after that. And you can look at the chart down there too and see that it's not in days, it's really in weeks that the short happened. So that downtrend happened for quite a bit before the squeeze came up. So
Yeah, don't quote me, but I think I had seen it posted somewhere the other day from the previous peak before the squeeze to the low before the squeeze took off. It was down like 800%, I want to say it was. So if we're sitting at that kind of low point right now, it could really realistically happen at any time.
Yeah, because I was looking at that. It looks like almost identical, especially today. How we were like basically consolidating the whole time. Like looking at that picture, it just like looks like it takes off. So I was just like curious how close we were to basically that ideal picture. And what do you mean by weeks at the bottom? Because it says like the time frame is like October. I can't see like
it's
20.
October 15th to like the 23rd, somewhere around there. So yeah, not a week, sorry. A little bit less than a week, but
Yeah, it goes by days.
yeah,
And
my
yeah, and
bad
then
on
the
that one. I didn't read it correctly.
no, you're good, you're good. So yeah, I was just interested. So now we're just basically waiting for the hedge fund people. So they're deciding what price they want to buy back the shorts at, correct?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It would be in their interest to get GME as low as they can before they decide to buy. Um, this was actually anticipated by a lot of the fundamentalists on Wall Street bets. They knew that there wouldn't be many hedge funds that would take our price at $495 to buy in because that would increase their loss tenfold.
Oh yeah,
So,
obviously.
Well, and
but
whatever
we'll
price that they do start to try to buy in at, they're basically going to be fighting for the cheapest price, the best price that they can get. So whatever we set that price basically by holding is what they're going to have to pay.
Yeah, to
Correct.
answer Michael's question in the chat, aren't the outstanding short float number like weeks behind? Yes. Um, I believe short interest ratios are calculated twice a month. And basically, most sites that offer a daily update, quote unquote, daily update of a short interest ratio is using an algorithm looking at the market and looking at shorts that are occurring on the market to calculate what the actual number is at. And it's not exact. It's nothing on the stock market is exact. So and exactly like Zay said, this cannot go on forever. This is a finite thing that will happen. At some point, there will be a squeeze. Looking at it from a bearish analysis, the only way that we can really see GME just completely falling flat on its face is if a lot of retailers sell between now and Friday or now and next week. So, and I know there's 8 million people on Wall Street bets that are they're never gonna sell, no matter what loss they're gonna make.
I mean, yeah, if we didn't sell at 450, we're not selling at 88.
Yeah, a lot of people could have cashed out. I mean, some people did cash out, and I bet there was a majority of people that did cash out a little bit at 495. That's just being a smart investor to cover your initial investment. But a guy like Deep Fucking Value, he still held through 495, and of course, he did sell a portion of his stake, but he still is holding until now. And basically, what I think he's doing is he's selling some of the shares that he has sold. He's going to use to further boost our algorithm here now when GME is at an all-time low for when this started.
My prediction is that the squeeze is going to happen later this week. That's just my prediction.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Can we see the crystal ball? Where's the guy with the crystal ball at?
Yeah, where's the
I
crystal
heard
ball?
him earlier. I was like, that was funny.
So, oh, here we go. Is this Deep Fucking Values? Yeah, this is Deep Fucking Values call, I believe. Oh wait, no.
I wonder what the comparison is of where GME was last week at this time versus this week. Because didn't this all happen? Like, I think I read that somebody had bought a GME share for like really cheap, and then the next day it just exploded.
Yeah, if I'm going correctly here, I think Tame just put up Deep Fucking Values last post about his position in GameStop. So that is currently his position, or was his position, at $22 million. So I mean,
That's
when I
insane.
look at it, if he's holding, I mean, who says I can't hold, man?
I mean, he had like
Yeah,
$45 million
I'm definitely
yesterday.
debating.
So
Definitely debating buying 5 or 10 more GME stocks now.
It's always great to diversify and just bring that average down, you know? I mean, the hedge funds are basically giving us GME and AMC at discount. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, I like ran out of money to put in the stock market. My last purchase was at 110. I was like,
yeah.
all right, this is it.
I've run through a lot of my capital, and I don't want to diversify my. I mean, I don't want to undiversify my portfolio even more. So currently, I am stuck where I am.
Yeah, I'm about kind of where I want to be too. If I see it go like $50, I'm pretty much gonna have to liquidate some other securities that I've been holding. But other than that, I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at.
Somebody said here, are you saying the shorts covered? Yes, there have been some shorts that have been covered. That's what we've been seeing the past couple days is basically hedge funds using short ladder attack tactics to drive down the price to scare off retail investors into selling. And then once they sell, they pick up those shares and exchange it out for their most crucial shorts, like the shorts that they are losing the most money on interest. So just realize that, guys, when you do sell, you're offering hedge funds basically a ticket out of their short positions. However, uh, there are still hedge funds that are shorting GME even till today. There was a $16 million or a 16 million share short that was put on today. So
Yo, the hunt. There's no way to escape the PDT rule until you make that $25,000. To my knowledge, I don't think there's any brokerage that allows you to day trade infinitely until you make that $25,000 in your account.
I think most, like Robinhood has a day trade limit of 5. So be aware of that, guys, of how many buys and
Have a
Robinhood is
shares.
free.
if you have a true cash account, you can day trade as much as you want to. There's no PDT on cash accounts. There's only PDT on margin accounts.
Right.
So like I was replying to the hunt. I use Webull. I have a true cash account on Webull. I do not use margin. I never signed up for margin. I never even looked at the margin tab sideways. is straight cash account because there's no PDT rule in a cash account. So and that's a regulation. That's NIFRA or SEC or something. But as long as you have a true cash account, there's no PDT rule. A margin account is when you have PDT, and you have to have that $25,000 settled funds from the day before.
Also, because I'm looking at it right now, for tomorrow, guys, the last restrictions on Robinhood are just AMC and GME. GME has a restriction of 100 shares and 100 options, and AMC has a restriction of 1,250 shares and 1,250 options.
100 options or just one option?
Just 100 options.
Gotcha. That's more than enough.
So it's quite a lot if you're deciding to buy GME right now. Not financial
Yeah.
advice. Buying the dip.
Gregory,
Yeah, I
that
have
depends on your brokerage, Doug. Robinhood lets you buy in 30 minutes before the market opens. I don't know about aftermarket, but I know I use TD Ameritrade, and I'm able to buy pre-market. It's 2.5 hours before the market opens, and then post-market like an hour.
All right, so I'm gonna shamelessly plug my Webull link that is below the video. Webull allows, in my time zone, I can trade from 3 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Webull. They have before market and after market hours, so it's 3 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. maybe. I don't really remember, but they offer the extended. So if you're thinking about doing that, you want to do that, and you want to go into the description below the YouTube video, there is a Webull account referral there.
What's the SSR that people are typing in the chat? I'm not familiar with that.
That's the short sale restriction. So I wasn't aware of this, but for the past 3 days, the NYSE, well, I was aware of this. The NYSE put a short sale restriction on GME for the past 3 days. I thought it was going to end tomorrow morning, but it seems like Tame has new information that says that it's going to start tomorrow again. So basically, it's going to hinder the amount of shorts that hedge funds can put onto um, GameStop.
Yeah, I think they came out and said something about that on CNBC earlier in the day. That starting tomorrow, they were going to restrict those shorting positions.
Robert Dykes keeps posting about One Harmony Coin.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's spam.
I
That's what it
was
is.
swing trading before this, and it's going to feel so weird after having all this attention on GME, and who knows how long this is going to last. But like going back to like normal trading, and everybody's doing like their own thing after this. It's going to feel so weird.
Honestly, what's up, guys? I'm Cam. I'm new to this. I haven't been in here, but
How's it
I've
going?
been watching since Wednesday, man. And at first, I just started this option shit like November, and like I just do this shit on the daily as like extra income. I don't make a lot, and I did it as a joke, and then I kind of like saw you guys were serious, and then did the math. And I was like, what the fuck? But as far as the swing, the day trading thing. What I would do just so you like don't get rusty would help me is just buy like cheap contracts, like a couple, like if you don't, if you don't want it to be weird when you come back, because that's what I did in like a small Robinhood account, and like don't buy GME or AMC, and like use that, and I made like a couple $100 today just fucking around. So
Yeah, for people that are new to the stock market, I would suggest going to websites that use real data on fake markets. So basically, you can track the market real time, but your buys and your sells and everything is not actual money. It's just fake money. So There's also paper trading as well on some brokerages, and that's a good way to train as well. So
Yeah,
not
they
too
have
sure.
that on Webull and IBKR and TD Ameritrade for sure.
I want to go back and revisit the question that the Hunt had because he wanted some clarification on the pattern day trading. So pattern day trading rules only apply to margin accounts. I mentioned Webull
But
has
cash accounts, you have to let the funds settle. So let's say on Monday you have a full
correct.
account. Yeah, so if you have $5,000 on Monday, and since you're not using margin, you're using cash, you want to day trade. You put all 5,000 into accounts. You make 5%, so you're at what is that? 5,250, and then you take all the money out. But then you're not able to use that money at all until Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, that specific money. But if you put 5,000 in, but you still have 20,000 in cash, or even $100 in cash, you can buy $101 stocks and day trade all 100 of those stocks. So you've made 101 day trades in one day, and there's no restriction because it's a cash account. So that is the big differentiation is that cash accounts, if it is a true cash account and it has never been a margin account, you can trade unlimited day trades as long as you have the settled funds in your account to do so. And there's no minimum amount. There's no $25,000 limit. If you have a
Yeah,
margin
just
account, you have to have a $25,000 settled balance that day.
just be sure to do your own due diligence on and clarify with your broker what kind of accounts you have, guys. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just our opinion.
Yeah, what I was saying earlier, that was for people who know the market. If you don't know options or stocks or any of that shit, definitely like take a course and read a book and some shit. It's a lot of shit. It's not easy. It looks easy, but it's not easy. So for newer people, I mean, I'm still new, but you can get clapped. Trust me.
Yeah,
YouTube's
do
also
your
a great
due diligence,
resource.
guys. Due diligence, please.
And don't buy on margins.
Yeah, that's stupid as shit. It's literally
Very-
credit. Margin is credit. If you don't know what you're doing, don't use margin.
Yeah, I've heard all the stories from this week from hearing the stream that people like buy shares on margin, and since like Webull will use our whatever platform they're using will just like take it out for them without giving them a heads up, and it'll like buy at the lowest price, like fucking them over.
Yeah, they can change. I mean, they can pull margin. So if they do a margin call, so I'm like everybody else in the world. I don't read the terms of service when I sign up for a website. It's like
We know
700 pages of BS. But in those 700 pages on their terms of service, they outline for you that if you're using a margin account, they can call that margin at any time. They can change the percentage the margin is. If 50% loss is their margin call, they can change it to 20% loss. They can change it to this, that, and the other.
do we know
And
if
you
Robinhood
signed up for
is
that.
on margin or is it just cash?
No, so to the best of my knowledge, and I have a Robinhood account, but I don't really use it. I just kind of signed up for it so I could inform some of my followers about it. But to my knowledge, you don't have the option to choose cash or margin. You're just automatically enrolled into a margin account.
You can definitely choose to switch or not. You just
Robinhood
have to
is
contact them.
automatically margin. It's just that if you get gold, you have the opportunity to like get extra funds for like if you deposit $1,000 while you have gold, you have the option of getting a margin $1,000. But normally, when you do the instant deposit, that money is your money and you don't get margin from that. But it's just a margin account, so you can put the money in and take it down the same day.
And at that point, I myself, this is not advice to everybody else, but I mean, this should be almost advice. Once the smoke clears on this, I'm definitely going to be switching my brokerage from Robinhood, or at least I'm going to switch my positions on Robinhood to another area because I'm kind of done with Vlad.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can
doing the
actually open
same.
up a Fidelity account and switch to it pretty quickly.
Well, I have a Merrill Lynch, so
Okay.
Yeah, and if you guys have positions already, then I would say again, this is not financial advice, but I would say to hold those positions and just wait till, this is all said and done before you go ahead and try to transfer brokers.
Oh yeah, I would.
Jigsy, Robinhood, from my understanding, is margin once while your funds are still being added to the account. I know that it takes around 5 days for them to confirm that you actually transferred your money from your bank to the account. But once it's transferred over and that transfer is complete, it is actually cash. So you're buying in cash instead of margin.
Yeah, right now Fidelity is allowing pretty much anyone who signs up and it starts connecting their account to a bank to buy stuff on margin because they want everyone to buy right now.
Right. That's why, Jigsy, that's why I suggest opening another brokerage. And if you have money to invest and you're looking to buy GME or AMC, that you do it on a different brokerage and you just have Robinhood and a different brokerage opened up at the same time. Again, this is not advice, though.
Yep, they're able to manipulate shares that are bought on Robinhood, so it's definitely better to go with Vanguard or
So, you know,
Fidelity.
me personally, when I sign up for a brokerage, when I have in the past, I always start out with a cash account. If they offer, usually when you sign up, they're going to ask you uh, what type of account you want, cash or margin. I always sign up for cash. You can always request to be moved up to a margin if at some point in your life you get to the point where you want to do that or you feel you can do that. But I personally always start out with a cash account. That's just it's just the simplest account. You're using your money. You don't have to worry about margin calls, interest, and any of that extra bullshit. It's your money. It goes out, it comes in. And it's pretty simple.
Yeah, especially if you're new to trading, it definitely complicates the game a lot if you're sitting there worrying about margin calls and all these other things that are involved with a margin account versus a cash account.
All right, so
Also,
somebody asked why not buy a call option and exercise it immediately. So you pay a premium for options. Those premiums are based upon a whole bunch of things. But if if you're buying an option for $5 and the stock is currently at $4, that premium is going to make up that difference. You're not going to make money instantly. That's why the premium is there in place. So you're paying a premium on the 100 shares that you are buying an option on. So if the premium is, I can't do the math in my head, but let's just say that the premium is 20 bucks. That $20 covers that gap. Volatility plays into it. All kinds of stuff plays into it. So you can't, if if you could just buy an option for $5 strike price and the stock is at 7 and you could just instantly make that $2, then everybody would be doing it. But the system and the algorithm and the premiums that you pay for those options, all that is factored in so that you can't do that. Like it's just, I mean, that's just part of it. It's nobody's out there giving you free money. Now you can buy a call option and immediately sell it, but you're not going to make money. You're going to be in the negative. And it might be a penny, or it might be $1, but you can't just buy an option and then immediately sell it. Like you can't buy it in the money option and sell it. It just doesn't work that way. I can't give you the 100% technical rundown, but the premium the theta, the volatility, all that stuff plays into why you can't do that.
Also, Radical brings up a good question. Should we get brokers that are in close relationship with our bank? In my opinion, yes. It's just a much more stable relationship when the brokers are related to a bank. For example, if you have Bank of America, Merrill Lynch is in a very close relationship with Bank of America. They're practically almost the same company. So that allows you to instantly transfer funds from your Bank of America account to Merrill Lynch. I've used it. It's a great service if you have Bank of America, but there's also a lot other brokerages like Webull, TD Ameritrade that are backed up by companies. And the issue we saw with Robinhood, for example, is that it's mainly backed by hedge funds. That is the whole reason why they made the restrictions last week. I don't care what Vlad says about having to cover the company's assets or whatever he said, or market volatility. I think it's basically just that, is that hedge funds on his side said, we cannot allow you to keep selling this stock. But again, this is not financial advice. I am a retard monkey. Probably, dude. I bet Elon has another side program with a bunch of monkeys, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
If a monkey can fly a rocket, shit, he's smarter than me.
Isn't he using monkeys to like help develop like a way for people to be able to move stuff with their brains if they're like paraplegics or something?
Yeah, that Neuralink.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, on TinyArc's Twitter, he's got a retweet up there from Neuralink that was posted by Elon. Pretty interesting stuff.
Somebody asked prediction for AMC tomorrow. We don't know. It could either go lower or
Prepare
it
for
can
the
go a
worst.
little bit higher. Just prepare for both. You know,
We need a crystal ball.
we need a crystal ball up in here. Where's that
Yeah,
guy with the
all I
crystal
know
ball?
is that I'm fucking holding.
Can definitely have slightly better guesses, like in the long run, but what happens within the next day is pretty much up in the air.
Yeah, the market's just so volatile
Yeah,
right now that it's just
nothing's
so
for
hard to
sure.
tell.
Everything's a
my prediction.
probability. Nothing's for sure.
Yeah, my prediction for AMC is that a bunch of people are going to go to AMC movie theaters and go watch movies because they've been locked up, and you can drink alcohol, and that's going to lead to money. So just hold it.
AMC, I said this before, and this is not financial advice, but I believe AMC is a good long-term hold because before all of this had started, this whole entire storm of GME, AMC, and the whole short squeeze started, AMC already hit a high, I believe last year or the year before that, of $30. So in the future, when we begin to return to normal life and the pandemic ends, and AMC's revenue starts to increase, it could be a great long-term stock to stay in. That's why I'm particularly probably going to keep a couple shares of AMC even after the short squeeze if it happens and when it happens. But
Yeah, I just have a small position.
Well said.
It's like 15 shares. I'm just holding the AMC just to see really what happens with it. My main focus is on GME. My opinion is GME is the gem. Again, this is not financial advice.
also, for people that are currently watching the stream, if you could give this stream a like, Tame is offering a great platform here to allow people to speak out and answer questions that you guys need. So it'd be great if you can take the time, just hit the like button for him, put on the bell, subscribe if you want to keep listening to this. You guys are informed, you guys are notified when the streams begin. But yeah, just basically help out Tame here, guys. Keep the YouTube algorithm going. Let's get more people in this.
Yeah, and if you make any money off of any advice you get here or any information, don't forget to tip.
We don't give advice.
We don't give advice.
We don't give advice, but I will take a boat.
I'll give you life advice, like don't cook bacon with your shirt
Don't do
off.
drugs.
Hold up, speak for yourself.
Don't do drugs irresponsibly.
I was about
That's
to
more
say,
like it.
speaking of dab break,
And just to make sure this is completely prevalent, guys, do your own due diligence. None of this is advice. And always do not invest more than you are willing to lose, especially now.
Always invest more than you can lose. Make sure you use margin too. Just kidding. Don't do that. LOL.
Always invest with what you're willing to lose. You just have to come at it with that mindset.
Yeah. Honestly, I see tomorrow being a green day.
I was just
Oh,
kind of taking a look at the books. I don't know if any of y'all have level 2. I'm seeing some pretty big orders already posted up for AMC and GME.
some buys or some sells?
Some pretty big buy orders right now. I'm looking for AMC. There's a 13.78 thousand order in for $7.
Nice.
Dude, I'm looking at the volume right now for the past 4 days for GME, dude, and it was just like spiking all last week, and then was that the 27th hit, and it just flattened out, and like somehow we've been just dropping like crazy. Coincidence?
Maybe not. It's the volume is a little bit, in my opinion, it's a little bit suspicious with how
Very
low it's gone.
suspicious. But yeah,
Is it just me, or is he just breaking up? Whoever was talking,
Who is?
whoever was just talking was just breaking up real bad. At least for me, he was.
I
I
didn't
think
hear
that was
that.
me talking. Am I breaking up right now, Bart?
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. That you were just breaking up. No, not now. You were fine now.
Awesome. But yeah, tomorrow I see a green day. I think we've had, was it 4 red days in a row? I think tomorrow we should see a little bit. We should end green possibly, not like dramatically, but like slightly. My prediction.
Definitely hard to predict.
Yeah.
It's crazy. On Wall Street bets, there's people down like, what was it, 40,000 or 400,000. They're still holding. They're defined. They're
Fucking
double
value.
There's a
down on
guy.
that.
20
There's a
million.
guy. Yeah, there's a guy
Yeah.
last Wednesday, guys, that posted that he's down like $10 million, and he's still holding.
Damn, that shit would hurt.
That shit would
See?
hurt. Depends on your capital. To him, that might just be
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for sure.
a
It might
drop
be
in an
just
ocean.
just a penny. Yeah, exactly. For sure.
But he's still
Type
holding, so.
type 1 in the
Yeah,
chat
exactly.
if you're
So I'll
positive,
fucking
and type
hold.
2 if you're negative. I'm interested to see this. I'd say like 1 in every 4 people. 1 in every 3 people are positive.
I think about
Yeah.
18
Deep
and
fucking value has lost 24 million over the last 2
We don't
weeks.
talk about it.
deep fucking value is a man.
And he has not wavered like at all. He does not give a shit.
Somebody asked a really good question here and I lost it. Where did it go? Oh, what do we see GME going up to? We don't
The
know.
moon.
We don't know, but we do know it's going to go up as long as everybody holds. That's literally
Alright, so we're seeing mostly
the
twos.
whole
I'd say
point
like
of
every
this.
every 5 people are twos.
I know
Okay.
somebody bet $30 million that it would go up to 800 by March, which is a pretty hefty bet.
And somebody asked as well. Yeah, somebody did do that, by the way. So people are betting that GME is going to go on the rise. So that's good to hear. But somebody
I wanna
asked
know.
earlier, just quick, I'm going to clear this up. Somebody asked what the Volkswagen chart is at the bottom. That is the ideal short squeeze. If you were to pick one event in time in the stock market to basically the best example of what a short squeeze is that, where basically Volkswagen was shorted by hedge funds to drive the price lower and try to bankrupt the company. And then buyers came onto the market and pulled a bullish move and squeezed out all that shorting that had happened on Volkswagen. So it's potential we could see that here. It's probably not the same with what's been going on the past week with all this shady stuff that's going on, but we shall see. Diamond hands though.
You gotta keep in mind too that I think Volkswagen was only shorted 40%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was quite lower than what GME is. Again, we don't know what the short interest ratio is today. Um, there's a lot of sites that are saying 60%, 40%, 20%, but there's also a lot of websites that are saying like 100%, 120%, 150%, 160, and also a website that said it was 226% shorted. So again,
I
all the
think
websites that report
Morningstar
that,
and Yahoo, I think both said 226.
all the sites that do report short interest ratios are doing so based off practically what is a guess. They're using algorithms to calculate what the short interest ratio could look like today by looking at what is happening in the market, how many shorts there are in the market. But again, with naked shorts and shorts going under the table, it's kind of hard to tell where it's at. And also, somebody brought it up before, but I totally forgot about it. They were saying what happened with RH? What has that done to affect the short squeeze? Basically, it prolonged the short squeeze. What Robinhood did with the restrictions and restricting a lot of new retail investors from coming in and buying is basically prolonging the short squeeze. So now we're into the next week, a little bit farther out from what a lot of people predicted when we began this on last Monday, but we're still on track. If everybody keeps holding, we're still on track for a squeeze coming up. Again, this
My
is not
prediction's
financial
Friday.
advice.
If you're interested in hearing more about, details with Robinhood, you should check out the interview with Elon Musk and Vlad from Robinhood.
Yeah, there is a interview, guys, between Vlad and Robinhood, or the Robinhood owner, or sorry, the Robinhood owner Vlad and Elon Musk. There was an interview between both of them where Elon basically asked all the questions we wanted to ask about the shadiness, about what Robinhood did last week. Just search it up. I bet you could find it just by saying interview with Vlad and Elon Musk. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah, it was so good. I was like,
Yeah, it's a
wow.
great
Man,
watch.
that was
Great
epic.
meme. It was a great meme.
I was
Wall
stoned. And I
Street
was
Bets
like,
was firing up after that one.
yeah.
Dude, it was like 2 in the morning when I caught wind of it and I put it on. I was like, oh my god, Papa
Yes,
Musk.
sir. Papa Musk doing his work. Winter Weather said, bro, this kid voice is annoying. Stop talking to chat like they're 6. I'm just trying to fucking explain this as plain and simple for everybody as I can. Sorry, man. Not sorry, though. Yeah, I basically put a stick-it note on my computer right where it says sell, so I don't have the option of selling at this point. Not advice, but do it. Yeah, Zay, I believe Yahoo reported that too, but it seems like that report was from the 19th, so it's a little bit outdated, I believe.
Yeah, like you said, they're all just guessing off stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, Bloomberg and I guess Yahoo both came up with that, or not Bloomberg, Morningstar.
Like Melhouse said, if the mainstream media says it, do the opposite. Totally agree with that.
I actually heard someone say a good way to predict the spike would be when you just completely quit hearing about everything, or when the short is over is when nobody anywhere on the news is trying to redirect your attention to something else, that then going, oh, buy silver, or oh yeah, no, it's over, or oh yeah, all the shorts are out, just sell now. Like if they're talking about it, then you know that it's not over.
Yeah, they'll use psychological words like the momentum has started its decline or blah yada yada yada, just to drive away financial investors. I mean, just to drive away retail investors that do have paper hands. Don't believe in that. If they're still talking about it, it means it's relevant. If you think the media is trying to help you save money, think again. Again, this is not financial advice.
So something I thought was kind of funny earlier. Anybody that does have a Robinhood account, they always give those cards with news and updates and whatever. So I was on the GME ticker, and literally like they were talking about how all the momentum on GME is fizzled out, and everybody's switching to silver. And then like two cards up, it was like, oh yeah, silver momentum has slowed down 60% today. Da, 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 da. I was like, you can tell it's manipulation just by the way that they're posting it.
I would never buy silver unless it's like physical silver. Honestly, it's just not a good, not a good thing to put your money into, especially with the volatility right now. Again, silver and gold are supposed to reflect what the true value of the market is in the dollar, or not the dollar, but the market. But a lot of companies and hedge funds short silver and gold so that the uh, so that the price on gold and silver are lower, so it does not correctly reflect what the market's at, and they do that on purpose. Also, Tam, I saw you posted that highshortintereststocks.com. One thing is that it's updated from January 29th. If you scroll to the bottom, you can see where the database last updated on that one. So yeah, we're still using numbers that are from algorithms, guys. So we don't know what the short interest ratio is looking at right now. Yeah. I even saw some media outlets saying that Wall Street Bets was gunning after silver stock, which you go to Wall Street Bets, there's so many guys just saying fuck silver stock. So the monkeys don't like silver.
Does it? I heard something about like if you like silver devalues the dollar, like you're just better off buying gold if you're gonna go for that route.
There's a whole entire like other thing you have to learn about when it comes to gold and silver. Somebody was explaining earlier how sometimes it's better to buy silver and then sometimes it's better to buy gold. I'm honestly not very much an investor of commodities, so
So that guy, he talks about there's a ratio of how many ounces of silver it takes to cost or to buy 1 ounce of gold. And I don't remember where the link is, but the ratio is like if it takes less than 70 or so, then you got a good deal. But like right now, it's not even a good time to buy silver. But it's a little insight.
Kitco was the website. I don't know where you go on there, but it was KITCO.
and we're about to see what Europe is about to do soon here with GME and AMC. Props to those guys. Our Europeans, uh, Australians, even some Asian markets have been really supporting us as well in the after hours on our end. So if you guys are from outside of the United States, props to you guys. We love you guys. Diamond hands. This is not financial advice. I'm a retard monkey. I can't wait until the SEC looks at this chat.
I'm just
Reviews
talking
this
about diamond
footage.
hands.
Diamond hands, no paper
Yeah.
hands.
I'm gonna write a whole song about it actually.
I feel bad for you if you're trying to play rock paper scissors with paper hands. Diamond hands all the way. Yeah, GME and AMC are great buys, but that's not advice. Just saying. Discount right now because of the hedge funds driving it so low. Buy on discount, not advice.
my observation between GME and AMC from what I've heard earlier is that there seems to be a correlation in the trends of what they do. Um,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
so like,
They both have similar shorts that's connected to them.
right.
It's actually even wider than that. If you look at BB, Nokia, and Naked, they all have very similar trends today, which
Hmm.
suggests that when one starts to pop off, we could potentially see a cascade go onto the other ones. Probably not as significant as what I think GME will go to, but
Right.
there'll definitely be an uptrend when
And
GME breaks out.
I think
Well, that's
Nokia will
it.
be
It's
interesting.
also more evidence that it's being manipulated.
I completely agree. If you just scroll through your watch list real quick and see what all these other companies on your watch list are trading at and what the charts are looking like, there's many of them that are showing no similarities at all to the patterns and trends with GME, AMC, BBY, etc.
We also know one thing, which GME is a statistical anomaly in the market today for failure to deliver. What failed to deliver distributions is that when you buy a stock, usually it should go through and you basically secure whatever shares you bought. But there are, for some reason, um, a lot of buys that are not going through and a lot of shares being created out of thin air um,
Yep, about 30
because of
million
this.
extra.
Yeah, 30
Yeah,
million extra.
at one point I
So,
had buy orders set for like just under 300, and when the price had hit 250, they didn't fill, and then they just like disappeared from my. I had to just read like my app was freaking out, but things were clearly not working out super smoothly.
but yeah, I mean, this just means hedge fund Armageddon, basically, where fails to deliver is basically the tip of the iceberg, where below it we see settlement fails, missed market tickets,
All the
one day
illegal,
lens, naked options, illegal stock lens, and then, of course, right at the bottom, the worst of the worst is just foreign exchanges, where hedge funds could be potentially exchanging money from offshore accounts to settle debts currently. So, a lot of manipulation going on right now, guys, for sure.
real quick, just so that if any of you guys get on here when I forget what the creator's name, awesome dude, I feel like we should make a message that we shouldn't be answering like when people say how high do you think this is, what sell. That's not what we're about here. You know, it's just something to think about.
That's true. Guys, again, we've said this before, but take everything, do your own due diligence on everything we say. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. We're just here discussing and answering questions from people, giving a slight insight into things that they may not know about, but it's not
Basically,
financial advice.
we're sharing perspectives, our own experience, and the tips that we feel on looking into stocks, like what makes it a good pick. We're trying to teach you how to fish, not trying to give you a fish.
Exactly. We're showing you what gas stations are the best, but we're not telling you you should go to a certain gas station.
Because eventually, guys, you're gonna get the sense of being able to look at a corporation and kind of decide from a certain set of research what you're comfortable with. Um, And when we give suggestions of what we're invested in, that's what we're giving you a lead in to do to make sure that you know the different perspectives to think about when you're going into an investment.
But in my point of view, I just really love the stock. So
My crystal ball loves this stock. I'm just a retard.
I mean, it's in the slogan of the company: "Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop." That's my whole business plan right now. I won't
That's right.
sell. I can't sell
No,
GameStop.
the thing is, I hope it goes to 30 tomorrow so I can buy a ridiculous buying 1,000 shares. I'm so excited that we got this dip. Not advice.
I mean,
Just
I agree with you. I'm happy about being able to pick up on the dip, and honestly, it really doesn't matter. They can drive the price down to a fucking dollar. They still have to
Well, and
cover these shorts, and they
well,
still
if they
have to
get it
get.
to a dollar, if they get it to a dollar or anything under $10, then they're in the money, kinda. I mean, they still have a lot more fees, but then they can flip their shorts to long, and they'll push the stock up just like we're trying to do. Because then they're making money and we're making money.
It's a win-win, but again, they've been bleeding out for a week, so
Oh
whatever
yeah,
they
they're
do
not gonna
make is
recover.
not going to look anything close to what they lost.
Yeah, we
Like
just
the guy
gotta.
from Sure.
I was to say we just gotta have diamond hands.
Diamond hands. My own perspective, when I looked at buying GME, I just realized that when it comes to looking at it bearish, is that the only real way you can stop the squeeze from happening is getting a lot of people who are holding to sell. So if that doesn't happen, at some point it will go back up. But that's my perspective on it and what I used for myself when I went to buy into GameStop with my dad. So
I was honestly like super excited, like how low it dropped because it was an opportunity for me to get in on it. Just because like right before I had missed the opportunity and I couldn't really afford to go that high. But man, as soon as I saw that drop, I was like, cashing in.
Miko asks, is $600 sell limit on GMA smart or paper hands? Again, due diligence. I can comment on what I'm doing currently. I do not have a sell limit right now just because I'm waiting to see a little bit more before I can set a sell limit. But again, guys, keep watching the market. You have to watch the market. I suggest if you can, wake up for market open, wake up for early hours if you can, just to look at it a little bit. You don't want to be caught on your ass when stuff goes flying off the shelves. But again, so that's my own perspective on it. It's not financial advice.
What time is market open at?
For me, it's different because I'm in Texas, so market
3
open for
Central
me is going to be around 8:30.
AM?
Yeah, for Central.
Oh yeah, that's the same for me.
Yeah, exactly like RJ said. Jordan Belfort mode. I'm not fucking selling.
The
Damn, I was
pre-market,
literally just thinking that.
pre-market on Central Time opens at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, that's pre-market open.
X says, I'm down 80% now. Should I even try to keep the optimism? I'm going to give you guys a little bit insight into where I'm at, just so you guys understand. I'm down. You see total return. I am down 180%. So just give me a little perspective on where I'm at. I want to be as see-through as possible. So
Yeah, I'm sitting at negative 65% right now.
And this is absolutely no financial advice, but if it does ever, when it starts going up, take out what you put in, and then you have a little bit more leeway to see how high it goes.
that's great not advice, guys.
Yeah, you can't be afraid to take profits, guys. If you're happy with your return on it, by all means, you can take profits. However, just also keep in mind that the magnitude of this, again, this is not financial advice, but the potential is there. This is something that we haven't seen on this level before.
Sell in increments, guys. If you have more than one share, do so
You don't have to
one
sell
at a
all of it at
time.
once.
Yeah, exactly. Don't sell it all at once if you can. This is not advice, but don't sell it all at once if you can.
This is advice: buy low, sell high.
SEC, get that guy.
Oh, please, it was a joke. It was a joke. LOL. Ha
SEC, open up.
No, please.
Yeah, shit. I bet the SEC would go after somebody
We
for
found the
saying that.
leader. We
How
found the
dare you.
leader.
I'm too ugly for prison.
How
please.
dare you say buy low and sell high? That's market manipulation.
People are gonna
Shit.
listen to you.
Shit, you're right. You're right. But
Has anybody got any sleep yet? Nice.
I'm
Yeah,
an
just take little
insomniac. I
cat
don't know
naps
what that
throughout
is.
the day.
Yeah, Mr. Real
There
just
you
said
go.
it too. Mr. Real American Value said it that yes, VW is not exactly like GME in no way, shape, or form. We just have GME up because it's an ideal short squeeze, and it's the ideal short squeeze from the century. But GME is a whole different ball game. However, it's still in the same ballpark about how the squeeze is going to happen. The fundamentals are there, but the situation is different. But again, guys, do your
it's a
due
ticking
diligence.
time bomb at this
Look at
point.
both.
Tick tock.
Do some research on Volkswagen. Do some research on GameStop. Look at both guys. Again, this is not advice. Do your due diligence.
This is advice. Don't do drugs.
Or do.
Do drugs responsibly.
Do drugs
Do what makes you
responsibly.
happy. That's advice.
But shit, I'm in Texas. Fuck, I can't say that.
I'm in Nebraska. I can't either.
I'm here in Texas. I usually live in California, so
We'll be the last state to pass legislation to make drugs legal.
we'll see. There is that new. Somebody posted about that before. There's a new act coming through about legalization of marijuana, or a little bit like steps towards legalization of marijuana on a federal level, which could prove to be quite good for the marijuana market.
Did you hear there's talks about another $1,400 stimulus check?
Another $1,400? Wow.
Yeah,
They
like,
should
I
just give that
Good
to the
one.
hedge funds and allow us to just profit off this.
Prevent
I
them
mean-
from buying and selling to each other, and they can have our stimulus.
Exactly. I think that's good. I agree with that. Take my stimulus. You can't buy, sell. Restrictions on the hedge funds. Give them the stimulus.
I mean, I got the first $1,200 one in April, the $600 one December, I think, 29th, and like a month and like a week later, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're thinking about putting out a $1,400 one." I'm like, dude, the value of a dollar is going to absolute dog shit. Like, it's not worth anything anymore. Dogecoin
No,
is worth more.
Yeah, you
Doge
guys
is
can
up.
do some advice on what's going to happen with inflation, or what's predicted to happen with the US dollar and inflation, and diversify your savings. Not a financial advice at all.
Crypto.
Crypto. Elon talked about it.
Decentralized money.
I put like just like tiny bits of money, like even like $2 in like every single crypto. So just in case something happens like it did with Bitcoin, I at least am in a little bit of everything.
That's what
Johnny
honestly
B.
I'm doing
Johnny
too.
B. just said it too. The MORE Act. That's what it's called. The act that is taking steps to legalize marijuana on the federal level. That's what it's called.
Except for in Nebraska.
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I'll be back on here in the morning with you guys.
There's no sleep. We're
Take
in the
care,
middle of a
man. We'll
pandemic,
see you.
dude. We're making history, and you want to go to bed?
We'll see you in the morning, man.
Yeah,
All right,
see you
man.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I
We'll
appreciate
ride this
everything
roller
y'all did
coaster.
today, man.
Have a good night,
For sure,
man. We'll be
bro.
here holding the line.
Take care, brother.
But I've made some pretty decent money just having a few dollars. I mean, it's not anything like life-changing, but just having a few dollars in, especially like the really low-value crypto. Sometimes those jump really high, and you can take out what you put in and ride the wave.
Could you elaborate?
Yeah,
on
that's-
As long as the
that's
dollar
cool.
stays above. I'm Brazilian as well, so as long as the dollar stays above the currency in Brazil, which is reais, I'm happy.
And that's something I think a lot of new traders they're looking for these big home run plays, and that's not really what it's about, especially when you're first starting off. In my opinion, I think from my personal experience, if you can make $5, $10, $20. A win's a win. As long as
Yeah.
you're getting the experience in, that's the biggest
And
part
then
of it. And
taking
again, this
that
is not
$5
financial
and putting
advice.
it back in and trying to make 5 more off of that $5.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Reinvest. That is advice I can give you. SEC, you can suck my dick. Sorry.
Shit. They're in here, dude. They're listening.
My bad. Sorry, SEC. I didn't mean to
They
hurt your
even sent
feelings.
moles in
They
to
might
try to
like that.
find out who the leader was. Because, that makes sense that there's a leader.
There has to be a leader. Deep fucking value must be the leader, right?
I don't know.
It
I
could be
mean,
flat though. They look alike.
Deep fucking
joking.
value is basically like in the movie Terminator. He's basically John Connor, dude. If we lose John Connor, we're done. Like,
Nah.
Deep fucking value is just a puppet. You can't.
but he
Obviously,
doesn't
the
actually
real
say
leader isn't gonna
anything,
be
so you
that
can't
obvious.
pin him as a leader.
Yeah.
He literally just posts screenshots.
Yeah, he literally just posts screenshots every day. And
how do we
he's
know
going
the
to do
screenshots are
that.
real? All right,
Yeah.
let's go down the rabbit hole a little bit. How do we know the screenshots are real and not photoshopped?
Oh my god.
I mean, they totally could be photoshopped.
Well, we
No,
can
let
see.
me explain. Let me
Everything's a
explain
lighting
why.
point.
Have you watched
Let
his
me explain.
YouTube
Let me
video
explain.
or
Wait,
anything else?
wait. Let me explain. If they are fake, then we can sue every news channel who has posted those screenshots with his story and hold them liable.
Sumo.
Yeah, if we ever are asked who the leader is again, we should start naming, like, news anchors on CNBC.
Yo, I'm just gonna say Big
If you
Bird.
just
So
go
what we do?
to his
we
YouTube
we
video,
sue them, and then the money that we make from the sue, we put back into GME.
Also, Jason Alvarez
the
just
fucking
says
moon,
he
baby.
posts his account, which is a rally, I think. It wouldn't really stand up as a rally because if you look in the past and even recently, hedge fund owners often are transparent sometimes on their shorts and their buys. So him just being transparent is not really affecting much, except for letting people know that he's holding. So everybody
Now
makes due
setting
diligence.
a very specific plan in place that we're all going to do something at this exact time and we're going to sell at this exact time, you might have something there, but no one's doing that.
Hey
I'm
guys,
never
remember
fucking
the
selling.
time? Remember
Diamond
the time that
hands.
DFE said, guys? I'm joking.
Wasn't his information like publicly leaked, like who Diamond Deep
You
fucking value is?
You can see his position too on certain sites. You can
So
see his position.
I mean, so instead of just this whole like just trust a picture or look somewhere or anything, you can go back and look at his YouTube videos months ago when the price was rock bottom and
Go
he was
years
going,
ago.
look, I'm gonna or years ago, yeah, I guess now, shit. And he's just going, look, I'm buying these things at rock bottom prices, which why would he have any reason to be lying about that way back then and not buy them and then have it spike all this time? Like you can
He's
just
from
look
the
at what he
future.
bought then, do the math, and see that it adds up to where he's at now. You don't actually have
It's
to go
like
look at the
literally
picture and go,
impossible
oh,
to
is this
plan
real?
that this far in advance.
I was just gonna say, DFV has the YouTube channel Roaring. What is it? Roaring Kitty.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean he's a very knowledgeable guy, and I mean he kind of like he didn't exactly predict what was gonna happen, but he just knew that the company was deeply undervalued.
Well, he was
I
just
think
looking at it. It's a company that's extremely shorted, and he truly felt that it was extremely undervalued. And so he took those two pieces of information and went all in.
keep in mind too, back when he first put his position in, the company wasn't as shorted as we see today or last week. So
No, it was shorted still heavily
yeah,
for it, but it just got worse as it kept going on.
time in hands, boys. Time in hands.
I'm in Hawaii, so I have to go to bed soon.
Yeah, he may have predicted it, Jason. That's exactly why. That's exactly what investors do on a day-to-day basis. Try to predict things in the future outlook. So he did a fucking amazing call on it. So
He must have used his magic 8 ball.
I think he's a savant at this point. I consider him one of the savants of Wall
Maybe
Street
he got
bets
a
that
fortune cookie.
actually
That's
do.
what I'm going on. My fortune
Yeah,
Brady
cookie.
Phillips.
or maybe he went to Panda Express. God damn it!
Brady
the
Phillips.
last 3
Why
fortune cookies.
AMC and not GME?
You should got a fortune cookie a year
I'm
ago.
confused
That's
why people
by
prefer.
GME Trust.
Why do people prefer AMC over GME? Is it because of price?
Price.
They can buy full
Yeah, it's
shares.
because the price is lower, so they just automatically assume, hey, this one went really low to really high. So if this one goes from really low to really high, then it'll be substantially more profitable. And they don't just, yeah. Plus, there's lower costs in shares, so they can buy more. But
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
there
what I
is
thought.
a
the math works
fundamental
out.
reason why to buy um, more shares versus less, but in this case, I would say that GME beats it out just by a little bit when it comes to if you're deciding between GME and AMC. Again, this is not financial
Oh,
advice,
yeah.
just purely because of GME's uh, short position that's currently on GME. Again, we're not too sure what it is, but I'm suspecting, in my opinion for myself, not advice, it's probably still around 100%, especially with the new shorts that came in through today, which were pretty fucking massive. I think there was a 60 million short call today or something like that.
Yeah, as long as it's still that 100% or around there, it is definitely better. Just as far as the math goes, but not advice.
Nice. North American Aboriginal Society of Canada just said, screw stocks, get into crypto. Diversify your investments, guys. Diversify. Crypto is a thing now. Don't be scared to buy into crypto. Don't buy Doge, though. for
It's
God's
on
sakes.
Elon Musk's bio, dude. Like it has to work.
Yeah, exactly. Not advice. Kind of advice.
He's giving
Don't
advice,
buy
not us.
Doge.
Him.
Don't buy Doge. I made that mistake. Profited $600 off Doge or $700, I think, and then lost it all on the down because I thought it could go higher. Stupid me.
Greedy.
I know it also happened at the worst point where I was severely drunk at a local bar. So I was like looking at it, I was like, great.
I did the same thing, man. I was drinking with my buddy, and I got like 400 and some dollars in Doge right now at like 6.5 or something.
Yeah, I covered my initial investment, and then I was like, let me reinvest into Doge.
Yeah, I was sitting there
Sick.
looking at it at 9 cents. I was like, nah, man, we're gonna break 10. And then I just rode it all the way
Thanks.
to where it's at now. It's all good.
I wanted to give up for it for so long. I was like, oh, let me see. I just want to take back a little bit of my losses. And then just the other day, I think yesterday, I closed out of it. I was done with that. Yeah, Doge will not rally more soon unless Elon Musk posts another magazine about dogs. Or Doge.
It
I was
pretty
actually
cute
reading an
magazine.
article on I think it's like Trading View that was actually talking about that Doge might actually spike and then sustain because it seems to, ever so often spike and then come down and then stay steady there but higher than it was before.
Well, that goes for every crypto if you look at it. Usually, the trend is that when there's a spike, the market will reset and that the market will find um, the most valuable position for the stock, which will usually be higher than it was previously. People will think, okay, this is a good price point for where it's at. So that's
I
usually
I mean,
mean,
either
look
that
how
or
long it
there's
took Bitcoin to get to 30,000.
there's a spike every time practically.
I
Most of
mean,
the time.
either that or there's just a bunch of retards like me just holding the bag, man.
Bad, man.
I
I'm
pulled.
telling you, just hold a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the day when I Bitcoin mined back in 2018 on my shitty PC. I Bitcoined over a course of like 6 months or so. I forget how much Bitcoin I got, but then I lost the account number, so I'll never be able to access that.
I know.
Are
I
you
think
the
I
guy
have
that?
Bitcoin somewhere, and I have no idea where it is from back in like 2011.
I'll say you're the guy that's got like 50 million in Bitcoin and you don't have the password.
No, I probably have like about, from what I mined, I probably only have like about, I don't know, like a couple $100 or maybe 1,000. So I don't know. I wish
I
though.
have
I
like
wish
a
I
couple
remembered the
million sitting in an
password.
account. I have no idea.
I wrote it down.
Because I know me and my husband were talking about it. Like, oh, well, let's buy Bitcoin. And we may have and we may not have, but I have no idea where it would be if we did. We were probably drunk.
If you buy Bitcoin, you want to have the actual Bitcoin, not like on a brokerage account where it's fake. You want to have it on a ledger USB drive.
I think it
Colorado
is on some
people,
USB drive somewhere.
we are wrong because it's not advice. Colorado Michael, you got to remember that this is
Oh yeah,
not
we have
advice.
definitely do not take any of our advice on financial stuff
Not
or
that we're
anything.
giving any.
Do your
Just our
DD
opinions.
due diligence. This is our opinion. So somebody asked me a question and I'm just stating my opinion on it.
This is in no way financial advice.
Exactly.
Everything is hypothetical.
Grossly
This
underestimating.
might be the Matrix.
I don't know. Just because Bitcoin is a separate market, we've seen that Bitcoin over the actually since the virus began, the Bitcoin has soared. So I don't know. We were standing at, let's see here, Bitcoin back in January was at 8,000, and now it is at 36,000. So
Well,
good
and the same
investment,
thing happened there with the
maybe.
2018 spike. Everyone bought high, it dropped, and they all sold it off, lost a huge profit. And then guess what? It went up even higher if they would have held on to it.
Not advice though.
Not advice. Absolutely don't take any advice from me. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Diligence. Do your own research, guys.
So, not financial advice. Does anyone know how to keep a dog in your yard?
Teach it to stay in your yard.
They got these nifty things.
Positive reinforcement.
Fences.
Keep treats nearby.
Jumping or
Positive
digging?
Have
reinforcement.
treats in my hand. It didn't work.
The thing about it, the thing about the dogs is that there's a thing about dogs that I heard from a psychological study is that if they do something wrong and you're not immediately trying to fix it, like teaching them to fix it at the moment, they'll completely think that you're doing something else. Like, let's say if your dog took a piss in the carpet 3 hours before you notice, and then you try
Or
to
even like
teach your
5
dog.
minutes.
Yeah,
5
exactly.
seconds
Even
after
like
you
5
notice.
minutes, they will not understand. They'll be like, "Why are you punishing me right now? What is going on?"
Yeah. Yeah, it can be literally minutes if you catch them
Oh,
in
look
the
who decided to come
action.
back.
People are saying invisible fence. That's a great idea. Get an invisible fence, and then dog will understand the barrier that is the fence. Are you trying to steal a dog? No, I'm not trying to steal a dog. Nobody here said that.
Kind of hard to steal a dog if you're trying to keep it in the yard. That's confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly what Correct said. Don't be so hard on us, guys. I mean, and I'm speaking for myself here. I am not an market expert. I'm just trying to help out because I was in everybody else's position too, where I had a lot of questions and I did my own digging, my own research to figure out the answers to these questions. Again, I may be wrong on some things. People are wrong all the time, but I'm just here to help out people because I was in that same position. But in no means is anything I'm saying advice. This is just my opinion strictly.
I I have an invisible fence. It's sitting on my desk, but we have 2 feet of snow and I can't install it. So I'm just kind of waiting until June when I no longer have snow.
Snow helps to keep the dog in the yard.
I mean, he always comes back within like 10 minutes. It's just a pain. My
I
neighbors
mean, if
probably
it's
hate
a
me.
really big issue, I mean, you could just use a leash temporarily, right?
Yeah, we tried that, but then he stopped going to the bathroom outside when he's on the leash, which was an even bigger issue.
Yeah, then you're stuck out in the cold for 30 minutes. That's not fun.
Yeah. And then I just start chain smoking, and that's not good either.
Free my grandma just said, I'm the dog advisor, but feed it. So I guess feed it my face. Feed it
I
more.
mean, I do feed it. He's a fat fuck.
Maybe
Maybe I
that's
should
not the
stop.
Is he cute though?
What?
Is he cute though? Like, is he a fat fuck but cute?
Yeah.
What dog is he? I'm just curious now that we're talking about dogs.
He's a lab pit mix.
Oh my god,
Oh,
beautiful.
cute.
And then my other one is a shepherd pit mix.
Us. I got a pit mix too. Cute.
They don't really
Wait,
look like pits, but you can tell a little bit in their faces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a simple guy. I love dogs. I love GameStop. I invest in both.
Yeah, I love dogs, love GameStop, hate slow internet.
I'm an expert at karaoke because I'm a world champion at it, but I am not at all a financial advisor. I got diamond hands though.
Okay, guys, I better go to bed because I have an actual job I unfortunately have to go to in the morning.
All good. See you later.
But I probably will be on all day while I'm at work, maybe. I definitely won't be in case anyone at work is listening.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Market Open, I guess. Take care. Somebody said here, D. Andrews saw a YouTuber trader tonight who believes the big squeeze in GME has not happened yet. In my opinion, what we saw last week was just really a pump from Wall Street Bets and some retail investors that climbed onto it. By the way, Wall Street Bets was a sizable population at the time, around 1 million people banded together and bought GME at the time. And there was also a couple hedge funds that closed out of their short positions and traded it for buys. That's what we saw last week. But I do not believe we have seen the big squeeze. The squeeze has yet to be squoze. Again, that's just my opinion and not financial advice.
I would definitely agree with that opinion. That is not financial advice.
Diamond dogs, diamond hands. Exactly, Jackson.
I think somebody asked down here what diamond hands are.
Diamond hands basically means that you are in it for the life of it. It's basically HODL, hold on for dear life. Basically, diamond hands is you're not selling, you are holding no matter what's happening. Paper hands, on the other hand, is somebody who gets a little bit fidgety when they see the price drop, like we've seen it for the past week happen. Those people have probably already sold at this point, but I know there's a lot of people on Wall Street Bets, around 8 million of them, that have diamond hands are continuing to hold their shares. Some people have 1 share of GameStop. Some people have 500 shares of GameStop. No matter what group those people are, and in between, they're all diamond hands. They're holding.
I would add just one thing, that diamond hands can handle serious heat, which is where we're at like right now. You can keep on holding on to that heat.
Yeah, paper hands don't do really well in heat.
Hey guys, I actually jumped on here earlier to say something and then I forgot. So I was on Wall Street Bets reading and someone was talking about student loans and how fucked we all are anyways because we have student loans, and how everyone else who has debt from investing can just file bankruptcy. But if you have student loans, you're fucked no matter what.
Good thing I did not decide to do student loans.
Yeah, I paid my own way, so I'm okay.
I have some, not.
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I mean,
Also, I mean, the
I'm not as
as
screwed as I
far
could
as
be.
student loans go, though, aren't there a lot of movements for that just not being a thing, or there being laws and stuff changed for that?
Student loan forgiveness, yeah, but the student loan forgiveness programs that are currently in effect are like the rules are so stringent
Yeah,
that
no, I wasn't. I thought that was just something that was being targeted by, well, the current
yeah, but
administration, I guess.
it's just crazy how you can literally file bankruptcy for anything but student loans. So like you can lose $700,000 in the stock market by shorting and you can file bankruptcy. But if you have student loans, bankruptcy doesn't make those go away.
Also, if
Yeah,
people want to check
Biden
out
has
that
actually
link,
called specifically for that to be changed. So
just saw this on Wall Street Bets. I just posted a link in chat. It didn't go through as an actual link though. Unfortunately, you can copy and paste that. Just something interesting to look at. In no way should you allow it to affect your decision. Just continue to do your due diligence.
is that Kata? Who was just talking about the student loans?
That was me.
Supposedly he's into changing that.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Because, like, seriously, most people who have student loans can't even get a job that pays as much as their student loans are worth.
Oh yeah, no, it's completely insane. But
And
I
they
was
don't tell
just
you that
I
when you're
wanted to
18
link you
going
to
in
that
and
in case
signing
you
all of this.
didn't have any hope in it changing.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause-
I personally had parents who could pay for college, but I refused to be a child for them. I don't know how to explain that. I didn't follow their
I
rules.
can relate so much more than you
I
can
didn't
possibly
follow
imagine.
their rules, and they took my entire college fund and gave it to my younger siblings.
Yep.
And my
Yeah,
siblings
no,
had
I
all
am
their college
literally in
funds
the same
paid
boat.
for. And I have a ridiculous amount of student. It's not ridiculous. It's like 38,000. So I'm sure there's tons of people who have way more than that.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
just went the
still
opposite
not.
direction and just dropped out instead of paying for it. But
Like knowing what I know now, like my husband doesn't have a college degree and he like made double what I made for a long time.
yeah, I wish I wouldn't have gone to school. I'm like 60K in debt for school, and my payment is about the same as my rent. It's pretty ridiculous.
I
oh,
literally
geez.
could have learned everything I learned at school online for free.
Yep,
Same.
exactly. And probably faster and easier with more updated resources. It's kind of ridiculous. Our school system's fucked.
Well, and then you still have all of the boomers who are hiring us that won't hire us unless you have that piece of paper, even though
Yep.
you're far more educated than the people who don't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You have to have like a graduate degree to get $15 an hour. I'm like, what? Like you went through all that schooling for what? You get the same as like, anybody else.
Everyone I work with has master's degrees, and I only have my associates. But we all make the same amount of money. It's kind of crazy.
I was an idiot and I went to culinary school, and like then the school fucking closed, and like I don't know, I think there's a class action lawsuit I can get in on for them to wipe my debt, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
you for sure can if they closed.
yeah, so that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm going to work on that now, but it's just like such a barrier for me to be able to get a home. So like that's why I've been like trying to learn how to invest and make my money grow. So
Yeah,
that-
me too. I am in a weird situation, but my parents essentially own my house until I have a good enough credit score from my medical and student loan debt to buy it. So everyone on there earlier that said I was loaded, I'm not loaded and I'm very poor.
Got
And
diamond
I
hands
don't drive a
though.
Tesla. I wish I drove a Tesla.
Yeah, I've been joking with my wife all week. Like, so what color Tesla do you think I should buy when GME takes off?
Yeah, my husband's like, we gotta license the car and you keep throwing money in the stock market. You need to get over your gambling addiction. But I've made more back, not even including what I've lost in GME than what I've put in. So I think I'm doing pretty well.
But as long as the outcome is income, right?
It's just not in the bank account, so we can't see it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Clearly, this is not financial advice.
No, definitely not. Clearly, I'm not making good ones myself.
I'm honestly writing like I just got like fucking lucky because my state had a complete shutdown and I saved some gas money for a couple months and I put that into Doge and made a killing. So then I took out what I had put in and then just moved around my investments and now I'm in a good spot. So
Hell yeah, man.
it feels risk free right now. Like I'm like I
I
already
bought an electric vehicle and I saved $300 a month in gas.
that's dope.
I got a lifted Chevy Tahoe on mud tires. I get like 6 miles to the gallon. I
I
don't
guess
save shit.
I can't really like convert it into gallons, miles per gallon, but I get for every 1,000 miles, it costs me $22 if I charge at home. And then
Spent
there's a lot of
$22
places you
to
can
go to
charge
work
for
and back.
completely free.
Yeah, I'm saving hella money. I'm actually on quarantine right now for the last like 3 weeks, so it's a perfect time too for this short squeeze to happen. I got all the time in the world to sit here and watch it like a hawk.
Yeah, seriously, I'm like working super like limited hours and then just because I'm like high risk and then also just like everywhere that I used to work fucking closed. So I've just been like learning, trying to do different stuff and
I have been
going to
praying that someone gets me exposed to COVID so I can have to quarantine for 2 weeks. It hasn't happened yet.
well, I hope it works out for you.
What's up,
I
guys?
don't actually want it. I just want that potential you might have been exposed, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
My the power just went out in my fraternity house, so that's why I just queued out there for a minute. But I think it's good timing too. I think I'm just gonna head to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for this roller coaster that is GameStop.
Yeah, I better go too. So it's
To
already 1
everybody in
a.m.
chat,
here.
I don't see what's going on in chat right now. Love you guys. Diamond hands. We're all in it together. This is not financial advice. I'm a retard.
Good
I'll see
night.
you guys
Same
later.
here. I'm a retard.
Good
Don't
night.
take any
Have a good
financial
night,
advice
yo.
from me.
Is the German market's about to open soon?
What happened?
I was saying, are the German markets opening up soon? Aren't they opening at like 1 Central Time or?
I'm not sure what time German markets open up.
But when they do, you gotta kind of be careful paying attention to those foreign market prices because a lot of times they are in a different currency other than USD. I know we were having a lot of people talking about how GME was up so much, and it's just the exchange rate.
Make sure you guys have them diamond hands. Hold the line, my friends. That's not advice.
Somebody here on the YouTube chat saying 9 minutes is German markets.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Hit the subscribe button. Team the Arc is making this happen. He's running this stream like all the time. I've been watching, been hearing a lot of conversations of interest. But yeah, like, subscribe. I remember the 90s chat rooms. Diamond hands, y'all. Diamond hands.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about the losses they've taken and stuff. You don't lose if you don't sell.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's exactly the game here. They want us to sell.
One thing that I've heard a lot of folks on here say is like, don't take a risk that you can't lose. Like, if you have to choose between investing and your rent, choose your rent. Um, but yeah, I think that's like really important because you don't want to put yourself in a situation because it's unpredictable. There's math and stuff involved, but
I mean, yeah, there's always risk, and to
yeah,
be honest, it's sitting here listening to us. We're not financial advisors. We don't know what's gonna happen. We can't say, oh, it's gonna go up or down in 5 minutes, an hour, tomorrow.
yeah,
We're riding the wave, but the mathematics are there, the facts are there, the support is behind the cause. I mean, like we've been
yeah,
saying all night, do your own due diligence, and if you do get a profit and you want to take that profit, that's good.
yeah,
You're obviously more than welcome to do that. However, if you're behind the cause, holding the line is what we're all in here doing. And again, it's not financial advice.
yeah. The only advice is that we've heard other people say is, buy low, sell high.
And it is low.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was just saying. As he was saying, red's my favorite color. Yeah, if you're looking to buy, it's definitely a discount compared
hmm
to previous days, previous sessions.
yeah. I mean, it's
I'm,
also like cool to be part of the movement, right? Like,
I
like
mean, yeah,
nothing like this has ever happened. Like, and then like every so much is gonna change after this.
oh yeah, they're definitely gonna like tighten up a lot of things after this because they do not like that we're fucking these hedgies like this.
hmm Like, if I ever have kids, I want to be able to be like, yeah, I was part of that. Like, look at my, I have stocks.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to my girl earlier about that. I was like, man, I can't wait 5, 10, 20 years down the road, somebody brings this up and be like, hell yeah, I was a part of that.
hmm
I mean, obviously, it'd be cool to be like, oh, I came up on a pile because of that too, but it's not
Yeah,
even about that for me anymore. Of course, the money's there, but at this point, it's like I was saying earlier, who doesn't love to fuck over the big guys?
yeah. It just seems like a huge energy shift, especially kind of with like, I feel like 2020 has been like a vortex of like, did that really happen? Like, I'm like, fuck, this is like a pandemic, and like, fucking, I live in Minneapolis, so like all the, the civil unrest and all that, and then, just, I just keep thinking like, whoa, crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, we went from a point where the market was like super low back in what, end of February, March,
hmm
and we're in a pandemic. People are, a lot of people are unemployed, whatever. But just so many people are into this movement right now, and I've been hearing all kinds of crazy stories. People literally saving up their lunch money to buy shares and like just stupid things like that, like because they want to be involved that bad. And that's awesome.
Yeah,
But
Skull
not.
Vikes. Sorry, somebody.
I know you're good. Yeah, not that I think that that's necessarily the best idea. If it's between your lunch money and buying GME, you know,
hmm
my opinion, you gotta eat, man. But
Yeah.
that's
I
just the
live.
point that
The guy who trades options is he in here still?
let me see. Nah, I think he
He had
bounced.
he had me dying when that shit when he was like there was blood on the floor. I was fucking at work crying, bro, because everybody's in the same boat, man.
Oh yeah, we're all seeing red, but diamond hands, baby. That's what it is. Another thing I'm saying, apes strong together.
I mean, regardless, they're gonna have to pay so much money because isn't like the interest ridiculous?
Yeah, the interest from what I've been hearing is like over 100% on these contracts they've got. So I mean, yeah, they're bleeding every day that they sit here and prolong this. Not to mention that they're institutions, they're companies, they got this overhead, they got to keep the lights on, they got employees to pay.
But I also think it's kind of nutty that this is even like I can't believe that they're even able to do this. Like honestly, before all this stuff happened, I probably would have like looked at this Volkswagen thing and been like, the hell? But like just like from one of the conversations and what I've been learning and researching, like I just keep like I don't understand how it's even like legal to sell shares that aren't even yours. Like it's just kind of like crazy.
Yeah, Elon Musk had a tweet about that the other day. He said, you can't buy or you can't sell houses you don't own, can't sell cars you don't own, but you can sell stocks you don't own. He's kind of making a jab over here at these hedge funds, like, because they're basically, trading phantom shares.
Exactly. It's just like yeah. But I'm really glad we're sticking it to them. At least I am. And like I feel really I wish there were like certificates you could print out that you own, GME money just so I could be like, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Now go ahead and just screenshot some stuff and print out on your computer and make yourself a nice certificate.
I'd be like, this is that one time I stuck it to the man.
Hell yeah. And even adding insult to injury, Melvin Capital's wife, came out and said that she was filing for divorce. Like, damn,
Damn.
this man just took a fat L on fucking GameStop just to go ahead. Unless they had a prenup or something, she's gonna fuck around and take half his shit, what he's got left. Even with whatever losses he's gonna take, potentially or not, he's still gonna be way better off than a lot of the people even here. He's gonna still have his 5 Ferraris and his fucking villa in Monaco and all that shit.
Well, fingers crossed. This works out for us and all of y'all. There's the big risk, and I think it's the commonality we all have is that we're all just trying to get ahead, doing it the way that rich people have been doing it for a long time. Oh yeah, Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO today or whatever. Didn't he become like director? Man, I'm gonna pull this see if I can find the article.
Yeah, I just heard in the chat. Harambe didn't die for us to sell. Fucking right. Let's do it for Harambe. Hold the line.
All right, y'all. This edible just hit hella hard, so I'm gonna go take a nap. I'll be up. I'm gonna try and be up for the pre-market.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm about to get off as well. I'll definitely be on for pre-market. I might check it out maybe 4 a.m. See what kind of price movements we're working with because there are a lot of platforms that can trade around there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll see y'all in a few hours then, I guess.
All right, man. I'll be back as well.
All
Take it
right.
easy.
You too. Diamond hands.
For Harambe.
Are you there? I was wondering if you remembered about the SSR tomorrow. Is that starting or ending in the morning? I forgot. And someone was asking about it. Oh, what am I thinking? I actually have the spreadsheet open. I'm just. I'm just answering questions mostly in the chat. At least the ones that I can. You don't have to. I'll probably crash here sooner or later. Yeah. All right. I'm out. Good night, guys.
Alright, thank you again for viewing the stream. It will be ending soon. Subscribe and look back tomorrow morning to see what's happening. Hopefully the New York Stock Exchange restriction on short selling will affect the GameStop price. That's one of the biggest variables that's happening tomorrow, and we will go from there. Check back in tomorrow morning, and have a good night.